We wish you a Merry SHIPmas and a Happy New Year.
Google has been absolutely cooking this December.
Yeah, chef.
And we're going to tell you everything that they've cooked up in the next 7 minutes. Let's go.
Gemini 2.0 Vector, Google's latest and greatest AI model with native image and audio output, which really is going to drive Google into what they are calling the agentic era, which is really just a fancy way of saying creating more specialized, specific AI for a particular task instead of these general models.
So it's a real big deal for any sort of processes that require multiple steps of content generation over time.
Half the price,
Twice as nice. All right, moving on.
NotebookLM, one of Google's biggest innovations, one of the AI solutions which are clearly best in class. You can take lots of data in and provide very helpful outputs in return. But now it's integrated directly into Workspace, and so with the Gemini for Workspace license, you get 5 times as many audio overviews and sources that you can use, and there's also some additional capabilities as well, like directly integrating into your Google Drive. So you can reference a file, never have to upload a new version again, it always looks at the most recent version. Speaking of Google Workspace, Google just launched an amazing new feature for Gemini in Workspace, which lets you generate whole formatted Google Docs from a prompt. That's an amazing, amazing innovation. So now instead of just taking the text output and then having to format it into my document, I can create a fully formatted doc just from a text prompt. And I can only imagine it's just a matter of time before we get to generate full presentations.
I can't be bothered with slide decks anymore. Right, moving on, Project Miner. This is a DeepMind thing, big announcement in December, and it uses those foundational models, Gemini 2.0, to control your browser. So imagine you type a prompt in saying, hey, I need to research a certain thing. It says, okay, I'll take the wheel, take control of your browser, and it potters around and does the thing that you asked it to do. It acts as a browser extension, almost an add-on, uses those foundational models to complete a task. It says, okay, now I'm going to visit this website, now I'm going to read this website, now I'm going to go and input a form, now I'm going to do this. So it's not just research, it's actually input and output out of the browser. Currently in closed beta, but it's a really cool announcement nonetheless.
So, Google AgentSpace, this is the most customized version of Google's AI that you can experience as an end user. What it allows you to do is select the model that you want and even fine-tune things like temperature, which is the variable between how creative you want the AI to be versus how accurate, which is always a balancing act depending on the exact kind of task you're looking to achieve.
We've also got Project Jules, or the Jules agent, and this is really cool. It kind of sits on top of your GitHub repository or your code base, and it just fixes bugs in the background. So imagine it being kind of this little autonomous hoover or sweeper that just goes through your code base, trawls through it. So it will create pull requests, does the kind of manual coding and developer tasks for you. Again, closed beta right now, but we're looking for a release in 2025. All right, next we've got agents for games. So this is kind of, again, a DeepMind thing. What Google is doing is creating a text to control interface. So when you have a world and a game, think, you're controlling a character. The idea behind this is that you can input some text, say, hey, jump over this fence, and what the character do, that will translate that to keyboard inputs or controller inputs to actually understand what's going on the screen, execute the instructions using that translated query into controller speak, and actually do the thing in the game. And then this will eventually go beyond games. Think of this being, controlling robots in factories and things like that, being able to see what's going on and translate an instruction to tangible control outputs in a 3D environment, which is really cool. And that kind of leads us into the next thing, which is Genie 2, kind of on the topic of games. Genie 2 is what they call a world model. What a world model is it generates a playable and interactive world. So right now, again, it's in the context of games, but what that allows you to do is it's a diffusion model that generates a game as you play it. And it's coherent, which means that if you were to turn around in the game and it's 3D environment, it stays the same. Again, early stages, but the results look really, really promising. Next up, we've got VO2, which is one of 2 of Google's kind of new creative models. This one's text to video. So it kind of does what it says on the tin, but the quality and the results are very, very good. It competes with the likes of ChatGPT, Sora, and other kind of smaller organizations that do it. And fun fact from Rowan,
Google is actually the first hyperscaler to offer this service.
so the second creative model that has come out, it's Imagen 3. Imagen 1, we were all kind of like poking at it because it was quite funny. We were generating images of Will Smith eating spaghetti. And then Imagen 3 is genuinely the next step when it comes to image generation. And that's been now embedded within Gemini and also some of the Workspace tools as well. So if you're going to Google Slides and you've got Gemini, and if you're going to Google Meet and you're generating custom backgrounds, you'll know that the quality of those backgrounds is now astronomically increased through Imagen 3, which is a very, very welcome change.
Absolutely. And speaking of images, Google actually released a this is a new experimental type of model, which allows you to use images as the input or the sources or prompt to create images themselves, which is very early and experimental and interesting if you've tried it out, but we'll see where it goes. I'm excited.
Moving on to deep research with Gemini, which is a really cool model that basically you set Gemini off to do a task, to do a bit of research for you, and it says, give me 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to do some things behind the scenes, I'm going to put something together for you, and I'm going to give you a result. So if you've ever used ChatGPT Canvas, it's kind of like that on steroids. It scrolls through, I think it's like 30, 40 pages, it does its own research, goes into websites, goes into forums, goes into different things that are available on the internet, and distills that down into one comprehensive article for you to be able to do this. So this is very useful if you're looking into a particular topic and you just want to hoover up as much information as possible around that one thing. And it's available for you to use right now.
So let's talk Project Astra.
Yes, Project Astra. It's a prototype research, not really available to the world right now. The Google shot at a universal agent. So being able to see, being able to think, being able to hear, and you'll be able to point this agent at anything and have a conversation about anything that it sees or understands. So again, it's close period right now, but the results are looking really, really promising. Predicting weather is very hard. Very, very, very hard. And Google have created an AI-based model that is able to do that much better than any other available model in the world right now. So that's basically it. This is weather prediction, being able to see where hurricanes are going, where dangerous weather events are happening further in time so we can get people out of areas. So yeah, GenCast, a brand new strategy around predicting weather using AI-based workflows. So really cool. Enter the world of hardware.
XR glasses. And Rob.
Android XR glasses, which I find really cool because I can see so many real-world applications of this. For example, you're walking along the street, maybe you're in a different country and you're trying to understand the language. You can in real time see the translation of, for example, a menu or something that you're trying to buy in a shop. That could be a game-changing experience for you.
AI chips that are coming out now that allow for better AI inference and faster AI inference, which means that you can, use compact devices such as glasses and infer AI models off of them, especially with the new models such as Gemini Flash that allow you to generate stuff really, really quickly. So it's cool how these kind of two technologies with the smart wearables and the chips improving and the models improving to kind of come together to a much better XR experience.
Google did make a very, very exciting update regarding Willow, which is their attempt at building a quantum computer. They completed a benchmark test, something that would take the fastest supercomputer that we have, a traditional 1 and 0 binary computer, would take them over the entire age, more than the age of the universe. It did it in 5 minutes. That is an incredible, incredible comparison that the human mind can't even comprehend.
That's crazy. Am I gonna have to start making my crypto wallets passwords a bit more secure? Are we gonna start breaking codes now or what?
Not quite yet, but maybe sometime soon. Google has a number of steps or kind of layers of development that they need to complete before this technology actually becomes applicable and helpful. But it's just amazing to see them being on, hitting another step along the way to this becoming a reality. And that's our roundup of all of the major AI updates from Google in December 2024.